Welcome to the Kayla Lee Show, where we weave together magic and strategy in business to consciously and collectively quantum leap to our next level. Here, we're not just entrepreneurs, we're high frequency creators who casually break the rules when it comes to the standard business strategy. We're alchemists of our vision, weaving together the threads of our limitless potential. I'm your guide, Kayla Lee, and together we will awaken the divinity within your business, igniting the flames of your soulful expansion. It's time to lead with your magic, scale with your intuition, and market and sell from the heartbeat of your vision to create an aligned business that sets your soul on fire. Hello, my love. Oh my gosh, I was so excited to see you at our marketing and sales audit. How are you feeling? I hope you found some incredible gold nuggets of valuable information from that experience. And I wanted to reach out and see how you were finding momentum. I cannot believe that it is almost coming close to the end of our time together. And ah!
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, so good. I was
I'm
like,
sitting there writing some content for my podcast and I was like, I'll quickly check my message. I was like, oh, naughty
I
girl,
literally
how
seen,
rude.
well, I seen your story where you were like, I'm all podcast ready. I'm like, yeah, she is. And I was like, where is she?
I know, bloody hell. No, I just had another podcast with another industry coach actually.
Oh my
And
gosh,
then I'm
who?
recording some of mine today, and I was like, okay, we'll get it all done in one day. And then, yes, oh, sorry, babe.
It's all
I
good.
hate lateness.
It's all good. It's so hard with the time changes, the differences. I feel it's so painful with my American, like US. I'm like, it was me. Oh,
Can you hear me now?
yes, I can. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Yeah,
Ah,
so my PA actually is in Perth as well. So the
oh,
time is always, yeah, it's always special.
oh, I love that. Perth girl. I love your hair. Did you go red
Thank
for the
you.
first, like,
I was orange, and
yeah.
then I said to the girls, I need something different. And they're like, what do you want? And I was like, blonde. And they're like, no. That's too hard. And I was like, okay, then what else have we got?
I love it. I love it so much. It's so vibrant and I love the front section. They nailed it.
Yeah, I bleached that out, so it's probably gonna be all scabby tomorrow, but that's okay. It looks good.
You're like beauty is pain.
We'll hide the scabs later.
You're like, we just won't put the foundation up that
Yeah,
high.
yeah, that's
Oh my
right.
gosh.
That's right.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. I feel like in your messages, I'm like, I could feel there was like the energy, when you can feel that somebody's like on
Yes.
the same level, the
Oh
same.
yeah,
I'm like,
100%. I'm here. I'm here for it all, sister.
I fucking love it. Whereabouts from New Zealand are you from?
Sorry. I'm born and bred South Auckland girl.
Oh,
Um, yeah, born up in the Bronx there. Nah, just joking. It's a beautiful place. Sorry, mum and dad. You did well bringing me up. Oh,
I
it's a
love
bloody
it.
ghetto. Like, let's be honest. Yeah,
Yeah.
born and bred South Auckland and moved to Aussie when I was 19 or 18, 19. But I always go back home. You got to touch home and feel it and connect with people
Yeah.
again. It's always awesome.
I love it. I love it. My husband's from Cromwell, so we got married down south, but it's just so stunning there. Like Cromwell
It is the
Castle. I'm like
smell, the food, the colors,
everything.
everything.
Fucking amazing, right? And I'm like,
Oh my God. Oh
all
my
right.
God. Hey, now, can you hear me properly? Because I feel like this is not connected properly. Can you
No,
hear me
yeah, I
properly?
can I can hear
Okay,
you.
good. I wonder if you're in
You're
my ear. Oh, you are in my ear.
all
Bloody hell. Bloody, I'm a hairdresser, okay? What the
I love
hell?
it.
Because you got to remember to press record. The last chick that we were talking, she forgot to press record, and we were like banging it out. And I was like, she goes, Millie, can we do that again? I go, you only
No.
get one shot.
Yeah,
Like you can't do that again. It's too
that's
fake. I can't do it.
oh my God. Mine, I automatically, I've had that happen to me. So now I've just got it automatically set up. As soon
Okay,
as the
good.
call starts, it's recording. So there's
Okay,
nothing
good.
missed.
Okay, good. Can you let me record too, please, hun?
Yeah, yeah. Let me make you
Awesome.
co-host.
Request permission. Send request. There we go. Whoop whoop. Okay, let's make. Oh yeah, sweet. The butter's good. That's good. That's good. That's the worst thing because I started podcasting and I've got all the edits and I did my kids. The first one I wanted them to do podcast, and I wanted their honest opinion. So I gave them some questions and I set them all up, cameras everywhere, the Yeti and all that sort of shit. Gave them the questions and I left the room and I said, "You guys read these to each other and answer them." They were banging on for about 45 minutes. It was so, and I could hear them. I was cracking up. I was like, oh, this is juicy. And then I go sit down. I was like, I didn't press record. And I said to them, can we do that again? And they're like, nah. And I was like, please, 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 please. And they're like, nah, mom, it's over. And I was like, oh,
Oh my
we'll try another day.
God. I'm
Uh,
just gonna go heal my heart right now. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
that was so good. That was so good. But anyway,
Because you can feel
okay.
it. You can feel when it's like really juicy and really powerful.
It
And it's like
was. It was.
there's
I was
literally
so sad because they were telling the truth. My kids don't lie. They're really kind of brutal.
yeah.
I got a spray tan for today because it's like, recording and stuff.
Oh my
And
God.
my 10-year-old's like, you look really black, mom. Like, is that what it's supposed to be like? And I was like, yes. And then my other son's like, what's with your hair? And I was like, I want to look pretty. Fuck you.
I know they're so brutal, aren't they? Like I have
Yeah.
moments where I'm like, that hurt, but I love that you're very
Yes.
authentic. I'm like, I
Yes.
love
I
this about
take
you.
it. I take it open-handedly. And yeah, whatever.
Oh my God. I love it. I got foils done and my son goes, oh, are you gonna die soon? And I was like, what? And he's like, your hair's going grey, which means that you're gonna die soon. And I was like, no. I'm like,
Thanks for the compliment.
thank you. In the most roundabout way. Thank you.
Oh, I love it though. Don't you love it? Because you, especially when we're so busy and we're helping people, we're talking to people, you just need that reality check sometimes, and they give it to you. Honestly, I do. Because we at the dinner table every single night. We sit down and we go around the table and we do appreciations every single
Oh
night.
my God, I love that.
Tell me three things you appreciate about your day today. And it used to be give us your highs and lows, but it
Mhm.
was always my low is mum's attitude and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, we're going to change that to just positives only. So every night we go around the table, three things we appreciate about each other.
Oh,
And it's really insightful to hear, things that they say, what they feel. And I'm like, oh, cool. And I do. I put even business matters on the table when we
mm,
unpack all of that stuff. And then we go and I'm like, and my kids are like 8, 10, 13, and 22. And I'm like, guys, this is a scenario that's happening in the salon today. Because they don't have biased opinions. Kids, they
mhm.
see things straight. And I'm like, this is what happened. What's your guys' thoughts on this? Am I on the right track? Because, we add emotions, we add ego, we add
Yes.
all the
Yes.
package of bullshit, whereas the kids don't, and they hit it
They
real. And
see it.
I'm like, oh, you
They're
guys were
like,
like,
damn.
yeah, I'm going to implement that in the salon tomorrow.
Basically grew my business through
Yeah,
my children.
literally.
Thank
They go
you.
and I'm
Thank you.
like, blah, blah, blah. This is what we're doing, guys, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, they're so smart. I'm like, yes, I know.
I know it's so good, but it's so true. Like they really do. It it takes a lot as an adult to extract the ego or the
Mm,
emotion from it, and I'm like,
yes.
and ground into an
Mm.
experience that's not triggered by a past experience. Like it's
Yes.
just, oh my God, I feel like,
Projections and a
yeah.
bullshit and all that stuff. So yeah, gotcha. Gotcha.
Well, let's
Gotcha.
get started because I feel like this is going to be an amazing fucking conversation. I've got your um I've got your bio here. Do you want me to read that out to introduce you from there? And then do you want me to lead into like your story, like with your salon and your growth as a salon owner
Whatever
and
you want to
hairdresser?
do, babe. Whatever you want to
Because I
do.
feel like that would be amazing. Because we'll then lead you as an authority, and then we'll move into your visionary marketing, which I fucking love.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you have me at visionary. Like,
Yeah. Visionary.
I'm like, what the heck? Talk about it. Literally. Okay, I'm gonna
Okay, let's get into it.
Let's go.
Okay.
Ah!
Wow.
Let me write this down. I've
Yep.
just got a cramp in my foot. Hang on.
Hang on, guys.
Hold up. So much.
I love
Oh my
this. I
God,
love this.
so good.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm sitting here. I look good from here. I actually got my bike shorts on and no shoes on, and
Oh, yeah,
you
I've
know,
kicked my
yeah,
shoes off. I
typical
have my
thing.
I love it. I'm like party up here, party down there,
Yeah,
business
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Let
Okay.
me
Let's go. We're in it. We're in it.
try to shake it out, but I just got a cramp from shaking it out, so I'm scared.
Oh my God.
Hello and welcome back to the Kaylee Show. I have got the most incredible high vibe guest here, the beautiful Millie Clay, which, by the way, for the record, we've spent a solid 15 minutes just losing our mind in our incredibleness.
Mhm.
High vibe. And I've never even had a conversation with this woman, and I know I already love her. So you are going to love her too. She is a salon owner and a hairdresser, and she is an absolute queen advertising guru for salons around the world. And she has launched her own agency, Visionary Marketing, to help you take your business and your salon to the next level by running successful ads for salons all around the world. Welcome
Mm.
to the podcast, my
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
love.
What an epic intro.
I'm like,
Really, I'm just, get a girl from down the road.
she's a
Mum,
total
mum
vibe.
that,
Just a powerhouse making shit happen.
yeah, yeah. Look good for 5 minutes, but really I'm like, bogan is around the corner.
Oh my God. I love you so much. Oh
Whoop,
God.
whoop. Thank you so much for having me here, babe. I really appreciate it. It's so much fun.
So excited. Just, I mean, it's been, as we've explained, 15 minutes, and I feel like I know your
Mhm.
whole life story.
Preach it, sister.
Gonna
Preach it.
be
It's funny because
fucking
I
good.
was stalking you.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
love
love stalking people.
it.
Don't rip me off, I'll find you. No.
I'll
Because we have
find
someone at the
you.
moment that got hair in my salon and didn't pay, and I'm like, what's my next
Oh,
move?
oh my gosh.
Um,
Love
and
that.
I love your vibe because bridal was because I've been all around the bush. I started at 17 in nails. I went into beauty therapy, makeup, launched my own makeup range, blah, blah, blah. Come around to hairdressing. I ended in hairdressing and coaching and this stuff. And makeup was a makeup and bridal was a huge part of my career for a moment there. I did training with Donna Mee. Have you heard of Donna Mee?
Oh, I'm like, I don't think I have. Is he,
She's in America. She's
oh,
American
okay.
artist. Jeffree Star was one of her students. He's,
Wow.
on YouTube. She also trained a few of the Kardashian makeup artists. Yes,
Love
yes, yes,
that.
yes. And I did intense training with her. The way she trained people is, you spend 100K with her and then she flies you into a certain location. At this stage, she goes everywhere, Cancun, Mexico, blah, blah, blah. It was in New Zealand. I was like, oh, that's cool because my family are there. And what she did is she hired a penthouse, a Hilton penthouse, and we had to stay there in the I was like, man, this is cool. This is gonna be a holiday. They have my kids, blah, blah, blah. Mate, it was 5 intense weeks. It was from AM in the morning to PM at night. We only got a small break at night and we never got a day off. And she intensely trained us on how to do makeup properly, how to run a business properly, and bridal was one of her jams. So I really love the industry that you're in because it's so special to be
Mm.
a part of a woman's big day, whether it's her first, second, or third marriage, whatever, whatever. But it's so
Not here to
special.
judge.
Not here to judge. I love that stuff because it makes the appointment more interesting. But it's like it's so special to be a part of that. And that's why one thing that I loved about you, and you've built that into a business where it's, helping other people, which is so on my vibe, girl.
Oh, I love it. I fucking love it. Yeah, it's definitely the most rewarding. I mean, every industry is rewarding and
Yes.
every brand has a vision and an impact,
Mhm.
but it has been a huge identity for me being so specialized in bridal for literally like 13 years. I'm like,
And
oh
they
my
say
God.
riches are in the niches. If you're trying to sell to everybody, it's bullshit. If you niche down the way you have, you are way more successful. I try to tell salon all the time, all the time. Like I
Talk
had
to
one
it.
call yeah, I called yesterday, and she's like, um, she goes to me, I go, so because I'm pretty particular. Like
Yeah.
I don't take people in visionary marketing if they don't tick my boxes. I'm
Hmm.
sorry, go do some homework and come back. And she goes to me, oh, I go, who's your ideal client? Because she's in Canberra. And she goes, oh, anyone that has hair on their head. And I go, brum
You're
brum.
like sirens, like a neon light going brum
Yeah,
brum.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, I give her props, man. She's amazing. She's 21. She started her business at 20. She had 75K months and was doing really, really amazing. But she's come that far winging it. And so she needs some
Mm,
help. And I was like, well, first of all, we need to really niche it down. Riches are in the niches, babe. You can't be
mm,
everything to everyone, otherwise you'll miss it. I've done it and
mhm,
it didn't work.
mhm. No,
But yeah, it's cool to see your journey, babe.
I love it because it's so true. And I feel like when you're trying to speak to everybody, you're speaking to no one. And not just from like
Literally.
a marketing point of view, but the brand that you're building has got no depth to it. It's like you're a chameleon. You literally will change and shift for whoever's in your chair. And is that person, would you honestly say like if you're in that stage where you're a chameleon and shifting and just accepting of everybody and anything, would you say that all of your clients are actually aligned? Because I feel like when you
Hey.
like when you go deep and you get so fucking clear on who you are and who you want to serve, that
Hmm.
is where you attract most of your aligned clients. And they're the dream ones, the ones that you're like, can we be best friends afterwards, please? Because I fucking
Yes.
love you. And that only
Yes.
way that you're going to attract them is through having a solid brand of a solid like marketing of who you're here to attract and work with. And I feel strongly
Yeah,
this is why
me
those
too.
blonde salons did so amazing. Like, you know,
Mhm.
because they're fucking experts at what they do. You
Yes,
want
they
blonde hair,
sure are.
you right? So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yep,
the
yep.
person
I
who
think you're
values
speaking to the right person. Like you're speaking to, because honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I've been in the industry for many, many years, and I winged it for so many years, and I
Mhm.
was that person that was trying to do everything to everyone, and it never worked because they're like all individual entities. Blonde is
Yeah.
blonde, extensions is extensions, vivid is vivid, bride is bride. Versus, even in the makeup world, there's different ones too. There's bridal, there's cheerleading. I had cheerleading support
Mm,
over there. There's, the formal makeup. They're all different because they're
mhm.
different. They're just different humans. And I
Yeah.
think knowing who you're speaking to is so, so important. Otherwise, you just get lost.
Mm,
And to be honest with you, I didn't really, my business didn't grow until I got a coach, right?
mhm.
And I remember doing the ideal client thing with them. They called it an avatar. I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck, it's an avatar. Just think of a blue person that's really strong. What is an
Oh my God.
avatar?"
Yes.
And it didn't resonate with me because it
No.
wasn't done properly. And we
Yeah.
done ideal client twice, and it didn't really, I'm not gonna bullshit you. It really didn't really pull me until last year where I was like, fuck this
Mhm.
shit. I need to like, there's something missing here. I'm
Mm.
just not hitting the nail on the head. And so I really dug deep with who my client is in my
Yes.
salon, in
Yes.
visionary marketing. They're separate people, totally separate
Absolutely.
people. And even then going down, drill, 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 drill. And I think people forget to do that because
The
they're
deeper
being
work.
desperate and yeah, and they're
Yes.
trying to
Mhm.
to make a dollar here, there, and everywhere. It just doesn't
Mhm.
work.
I could not agree more, and I feel I've always been a deep person. Like I'm a contemplator. I will think about things forever, and I love to go deeper and like understand. So it makes sense that everything I did was like in my business through intentionality. And I even then, like it was more around attentional clients experience, like creating an incredible brand, creating an incredible client experience. How can I over deliver on my services so it's an experience, not just a service? That's where my depth came from, right? That's what I'm fucking lit up about,
I
like
can tell.
creating.
I searched your website.
Oh, did you? You were
I filled
like,
in a form.
I'm an experience. I am not a fucking service. Just F fucking YI. Like,
Boom.
like literally. And it's for me, I'm going to be really honest. That came from feeling not valued. That didn't come from like being an extraordinary businesswoman. That came from I am sick of not being valued for who I am and what I do. And
Mm,
that's where that came from because I was like, I'm fucking sick of people saying that I'm too expensive, or I'm sick of them saying that like oh, I've chosen somebody else, or having that ghosting. And I was like, if they can't see my value, it's because I'm
Mm,
not showing them my value. And so, how
mm.
can I show that I'm more than just a service, and I'm an experience? And so
Yes.
from there, that's where I like started to dive deeper, and it's through that I started to attract more of my like solo line clients, because for me, it was like I want the bride who loves the fact that I write my emails with so much love and intention, because it's like,
And details. Oh, sorry, I'm just putting on do not disturb.
oh yeah.
Edit that out. Sorry. Edit.
Bye.
I don't want to get a phone call while we're talking, but I hear you and I
Yeah.
see that. I see that because I'm not a branding expert, but you have to learn about that stuff. And I went through your website and I went through your forms and I've gone through your TikToks and I'm just like, this chick knows what she's doing. People will feel, because I had that website and mine wasn't that detailed, so but it's also all the detail because you're dealing with a bride, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They know what they want. We
Mm-hmm.
can sway them as well, but they want organization, they want reliability, they want to
Yes.
feel that. And if you don't have that, then you it's too willy-nilly. You need,
Yes.
it's a different beast
Tick, tick,
when you're
tick.
dealing with those sort of people. And when I was going through websites, I was like, this is so organized. I want to get married again so I can just get in here and do her. She can do my makeup because I know she's gonna turn up and she's gonna turn up on.
Right? So it's like she's
Yeah.
gonna be lit up when she's doing my
Yeah.
fucking hair.
She's gonna make me look beautiful and I'm gonna feel at ease because it's gonna be at 10:01 p.m. and it's gonna work.
Right?
That's a
So it's,
thing.
but
That's
it
a
is.
thing. People
But
jump into makeup all willy-nilly. I just want to make people look beautiful. Blah, blah, blah. Dude, you need to have some foundations. You
yes.
need to know your why. And one thing that you're talking, so is my lip gloss.
I'm like, I can feel your
Ah,
energy.
ah. One thing I'm really loving about listening to you is that and this is another thing I do in my coaching, as I talk about the uniqueness.
Mm,
Why you? And
yes.
you know exactly who you are. And I love that. And that's something that business owners really need to, again, chunk
Mm,
into and be like, why should I choose you over the
mm,
20,000 other bloody makeup artists or salons down the road?
mm.
What makes you think that I should give you my money? And your experience gives that. And I think people need to understand it's not just having a pretty bag and a pretty chair to sit on.
Yeah.
From A to Z, the whole
The
client
ex-
journey.
everything. And
Mhm.
it's like, it's the same for Salon. It's literally the same for any brand that exists and
Mhm.
functions and creates a revenue.
Yes,
Like it's,
yes,
I'm
yes.
like, that exists on the planet. Because when you think about, okay, let's actually do, I feel like I've just got shown like something really powerful that I know that you're going to speak to, that's going to be fucking game changer.
Bring it, bring it.
Is
Yes, yes,
I'm
yes.
like, bring the magic. I can feel it. What you said just before was around like, understanding your uniqueness and understanding your point of difference. Like, why am I going to give you your money? And I know that right now there's that economy shift, and there's like so many incredible salons that are struggling to bring in those clients, because there is that tension happening in the economy. And there's,
Mm,
but I actually want to go even deeper than that, because you spoke to like your uniqueness. Why do I need to give you your money? And when I think of that, and I think of what's happening and the things that I'm seeing on Instagram and Facebook and on the Facebook groups, and everybody's like saying how there's no clients, it's the quietest they've ever been.
bullshit.
I, right? Yes, I was going to say,
Bullshit.
I was like, bullshit, like literally
Total
bullshit.
bullshit. Mic drop.
Because it's a story that you're attaching your identity to, and that becomes your fucking reality because you literally are creating it. And so, in that
Yes.
moment, I'm like, what if you shifted the narrative? Can you speak
Mhm.
more on this? Because I'm gonna.
Oh my God, manifestation at its finest. And also bullshit. What this is, okay, and this is something that is so deep ingrained in me because I've been to therapy. She taught me all of this stuff. Not the world, my therapist. Is looking
Love it.
in the mirror and realizing, is this your point of view or is this the real point of view? Because the narrative in your head is a fucking story you make up. Like it's all comes from your childhood and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
People have money. Oh
Mm.
my gosh. You have to make yourself the priority.
Mhm,
That's what it is.
mhm,
Everyone has money, whether it doesn't matter where they're from, who they are, what everyone has money. People just need to stop and stop thinking for other people. It's none of your business, okay? Whether they have money or not. You just need, I call it sounds really bad, but it's called farming. You got to keep talking to people. You got to keep networking, talking to the
Mhm.
people until you find that person that wants to spend money with you.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, I call bullshit on that. I'm a living, breathing, and you
Well,
probably are too.
with your
I
salon,
have new clients walking in my door. Yesterday, I had two new clients and they each spent $1,700, $1,800 in my business. Okay. Okay. So stop with the
so
bullshit. Stop making up
it's
stories, people. It's none of your
it's
business if
like,
people have money or not.
and the other thing is that like, okay, so if you've got clients in your business that they are not booking in, are they actually your soul aligned client? Because if they're not
Mm.
booking in when things are tight, is it potential that they don't value what it is that you offer when things are tight? There are people that could literally be on the streets and still get their lashes done, still get their nails done, sleeping on
Mm.
families' fucking couches and still getting their hair colored. I know because I've witnessed it and experienced it, and it kind of does blow my mind a little bit. But I'm like,
I look good.
we've
Just
got our
because it's all mixed up
priorities.
inside here, it doesnte matter.
I'm like, we could talk about your finances. Do you want to talk about
Yeah,
that? Put
yeah,
some
yeah.
solid structure in there.
I've got a course for that.
Like it's a reality that there are people out there that value how they feel, getting their hair done, getting their makeup done, getting their skin up, their face, the skin is like their
Yeah, all the
appointments done,
things.
whatever it is.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
They value that above and beyond eating healthy food, like as an example, right? So they like that person absolutely fucking exists.
Sure
And
does.
so it's more of a question that is the people like the clients that you have in your salon, are they the people that value what it is that you do above and beyond everything else? Or have you got people in your salon who are like, I'm just going to let that slide?
Mm. It comes down to again, that's a really big question. It comes down to your consultation process too. Having an
Yes.
honest conversation. I would much prefer being deep and honest in the first go. If they're like, look, money is tight, I still want to get my head in. And then you restructure things a little bit to say, okay,
Yeah.
so you're supposed to be booked in for 6 weeks. Let's just push you up to 7 or 8. Because it's better than
Love
saying,
that.
oh, sorry, babe, we won't book you in. And they're just not committed. Like that's just
Yeah.
dumbest thing I've ever heard. And so I think that having a really good conversation and honest conversation with your client. And I
Mhm.
have had in the past, not even kidding you, clients that will eat noodles to get their hair
Yeah.
done. Like
Yes.
it's having deeper conversations, not, oh, hey babe, oh, how's your boyfriend? Oh my God, how's your divorce going? No, it's, babe, how you going? What's going on? I'm gonna book you for this time, in this amount in 6, 8 weeks, whatever it is. And then they'll tell you and you listen. People need to listen to the
Yes.
cues there.
Listen.
But I don't no means yes to me. Yes means yes, yes, no means yes.
Everything's just abundance. Like
Yeah,
everything is
exactly,
possible.
exactly. I'm like, if you say no, that means okay, we need to just change the conversation a little bit. And my team they crack up laughing because like I have a process for everything. My team said Millie's got a process on how to wipe your ass, like because this process, because they need to know what to do.
Right.
And I've got a process when people call to reschedule or cancel because of this situation. The way they used to answer is, all good, babe, you let us know when you're free. No, okay. What you do is, all good, babe, let's push it out for this amount of weeks. How does it sound to you?
Yep.
It's just more nice. It's more nice. They still want to get there. And the second part of this is that people need to understand people. They need to
Yes.
get into their desires. Like, hello, do you think that, I got this done yesterday, I'm gonna be honest. I looked like shit yesterday, but I look good today. And it's coming into, I want to feel good when I'm jumping on tomorrow and I
Yeah.
look good, I want to feel. So if you can really dig into people's thoughts and
Oh,
feelings, then
yes.
you have better conversations.
This is this is
Right.
the client, this is the experience, right? So
Mm,
you're like, you could be just a service or you
mm-hmm.
could be an experience. And when you
Yeah.
think, I always tell my client, oh, this is what I want to dive into. Value is related to seeing your value. So like if you're pricing your services and not seeing your value, you will undercharge yourself. If you think you're fucking incredible and you think that you should be styling Kim K, what would you be charging? Like there's a
Mm-hmm.
huge significant difference on where you perceive your value and your level of
Mm-hmm.
expertise. So with my clients, like I always, when they can't see their value, I'm like, okay, just pay attention to your next client that walks in the door, sits in your chair, notice her energy, notice how she carries herself, notice how she fucking like looks at herself in the mirror. Notice the comment that she makes when you put the cape around her and she's like, "Oh, I look like a fucking idiot with a head like I'm like a bopping head." You can tell instantly in that moment. You can feel it in your body. I don't care what you say, that everybody who is a hairstylist, makeup artist, or a fucking beautician has empathy. Like they can
Mm.
feel their clients, whether you're aware of it or not. It's absolutely happening. And so
Mhm.
when you're bringing your client in, just fucking ask yourself, like, how does she feel in my
Mhm.
body? Like, what does she feel like? Like, just ask yourself. And then I always ask my clients, my mentoring clients, not my actual clients, to like ask them, like, pay attention to what your client, her frequency is, and how she's looking at herself in the mirror, how she carries herself when she pays for her like service, how she walks out of the salon, because there is a fucking significant difference between how she walks in and how she walks out, because you've just changed her life. Like you have
Mhm.
literally just changed how she feels about herself in that service. And so
I think it's taking it from being like superficial to official, like,
like,
and like I actually have a in my salon, I have a feelings card. So through
oh,
part of my consultation process, I've got a separate little card where we ask, how you feeling today? Like
oh
on a
my
1 to 10.
god.
Number one, you're feeling like you want to kill some, like I literally, these are the words,
I
like
fucking
they come
love
from my
that.
mouth. Do you feel like you want to kill or put somebody, or you feel on top of the world? And I am from 1 to 10, tell me,
Oh my
right? And
god.
then they tell us, and I'm like, so that tells me instantly if they say they're a 4. First of all, I say to my team, first of all, she's sitting at a 4, she needs to walk out a 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly, that means you do not, well, period, shouldn't be talking about yourself, but that means she needs you for something, not just here today. Right.
Oh my
And then
god.
the next questions on my list is, do you want a quiet appointment because you're just chilling and just need a break from life, or you're here to vibe and chat it all out? So we give the power to our clients
Yes.
to tell us these things, but because my girls are young, right? And they're not like us, me and you, where we have
Yeah.
the confidence to really speak this to everyone. We can't be 10 people at once, right?
Yeah.
So I've taught them to say, give them this card if this is an uncomfortable conversation with you, but this is how you are going to connect to them. And when they talk about us, and this is the value perception, they're not only going to be like, oh my gosh, my hair looks good. That's going to be the start of the conversation. The middle of the conversation is, man, these girls, they really looked after me. I walked in feeling a 4 and I walked out, like getting a bit
Yeah.
deeper. And that's how, the conversations you want people to be having about your business,
Mhm.
not just here. And it's a,
Yeah.
a value. So I dig deep into team values, salon values, and my values. And the salon values are, and it's really long-winded and annoying, but
I love it. I love it.
yeah, as long-winded as it's like, we want our guests to come in. We want them to be heard. We want them to feel heard. We want them to feel valued. We want them to feel loved. We want them to feel purpose. Then we want them to look good. I like making
Yes.
my girls recite them like, what's our values?
You're like lining them all up, but
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
you want your team to embody those values. And if they're
Yeah.
like, it's vital for your client to experience the value of your salon. If there's people in your team that are not expressing that or creating that space for those values to be
Mhm.
coming through for your clients, it is going to affect their experience with your brand. But
It
I love
is, yeah.
that. I fucking love you, but
I
like
know.
now I extra love you because like that is so deep, and I don't think I've ever met some.
See,
There's
my girls are like, well, are we counselors? And I'm
no,
like, yeah,
literally,
yes, you are.
I've got two one-on-one like private clients where I'm like, you're the same level of depth as me, and I fucking love it. I'm like, we're changing the world, we're changing the
Yeah.
world, but it's like it
You have
is.
to be. Another thing that you said that I want to touch on because it was really interesting because I've done a lot of conscious work, I don't know if you've heard of Chris Duncan. He goes into
Yeah, yeah.
super conscious stuff and I love him because he's helped me to identify some childhood stuff that needed to be back
Dope
up.
shit. Dope shit.
Um, it's Chris. But he also steps you through your mind, and a thing that he really talks about when we're on the money subject and the value subject is that I think what people forget is that they think that that money is like, oh, it's just a thing. It's a measurement,
Yeah.
right? So when you are talking about value exchange, this is what it is, right?
Mm.
The value is cash. Cash is intangible. Yes, it's a piece of paper, but it's invisible, right?
Mhm.
So there's the cash, and then there's the service that you're going to give them. It's a value exchange.
Exchange. Yeah.
Like, stop putting so much weight on money and
Mhm.
put weight on the exchange. You get money in exchange for giving them something.
Yes.
And that's where your value has to be higher if you want
Yes.
it to, if you want the
To
value to be
increase.
higher, you
Yeah.
know.
But
But you know what I'm
that's
saying?
absolutely because I couldn't agree more. Like as you've been stalking, you probably know that I'm quite intuitive and there's a
Yes,
lot of
you
magic in my
are.
life.
I love it.
And so I literally can see that with my clients, and it's the only reason why I see that there is that huge level of unworthiness in our industry, and it
Mm.
fucking makes me want to cry because I can feel it
You
on
want to
my
beat them
shoulders.
up. I want to like bash them. Sorry. Like, get off the floor and bloody stop it. You are valuable. You are beautiful.
Right?
You have a mission and you need to live it and you need to charge for it.
You need to charge for it.
You can edit that
Because
out. It's a bit aggressive.
you're like, I'm feeling on a scale of one, want to kill people today. Like, I'm feeling that. Yeah.
Just want people to really, I want them to, and I've been there, so I get it. It comes with knowledge and wisdom and time and experience. Like, it does come, and it does come with hard times too.
Mhm.
But I think that if you are going to jump into this, jump into it wholeheartedly, that you are valued. And I
Mhm.
say this to salon owners every single average client spend. Okay, in a salon, the one of the questions to qualify them is what's your average client spend? Oh, $49. Are you kidding me? Are you $99? Are you kidding me? Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, your average client spend is that low. What, how
Oh,
are you paying your bills, babe?
they're not. They're
You
not.
know, and I had a salon owner the other day, been in the business for 45 years. Okay. I was like, cool, this is gonna be a great convo. She's gonna know her shit. She didn't know her average client spend. She didn't know her top selling service. And because you got to go off stats, you got to go off intuition and
Mhm.
feelings and stuff, but you got to go like numbers do not lie.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, my average client spend is $99. I was like, babe, that means that you are not valuing you. You're
Mhm.
not valuing you. That's why you're creating a blocker for yourself to
Mhm.
say, I'm not worthy for this value
Yes.
exchange.
Oh,
And you are a veteran. You should be charging so much more. And I need you to, I can't take you on as a client because I need you to charge more money because you can't afford me if you don't.
you're like,
I'll be honest.
but it's so true. And that's like, oh my gosh, one of the processes I take my clients through is like understanding what then I'm qualified bookkeeper. So like finance and numbers and
Numbers,
like
oh
I'm like,
yeah.
yes, bring it. I fucking love it. I'm like, it brings me life. Like, talk about making money and magic money. And that is like, it literally lights my fault, like soul on fire.
Mm,
But it was in those conversations that I realized I'm not met with the same frequency about money
mm,
because I'm like, fuck, like we have to do some deeper work for us to get on the same level, for you to
mhm.
feel safe to even look at your numbers. Like, there's
Yes.
such a level of like uncertainty and unsafe, like a lack of safety or stability in business profitability because underneath the
Mhm.
surface there's like not valuing themselves, not seeing their value, not thinking they're good enough to
Traumas.
charge what they're fucking worth. Hey,
Mhm. Traumas as
trauma,
well.
that's, I was like, we're gonna go even deeper. Like
We're
that,
going
what
like
happened in your family for you to not
mm,
feel safe to talk about numbers? When have
mm,
you felt safe to ask for money from your husband or even have a conversation around money with your husband? When
mm,
has money actually ever felt, when have you ever felt safe talking about money? When we get to the root cause of that, we can see why salons,
mm,
business owners, women, generalizing here, not everybody, but like there are trends that start to happen with the value, seeing the
mhm,
value, charging what they're worth, or not worth, but their value, and then
mhm.
creating a profitable salon or business, as well as fucking feeling safe to look at the numbers with
Yes.
confidence and with excitement and with a fucking fire, knowing that you can
100%.
create more, not
And
just
you know
like,
what? I think is of that too is education.
mm,
Education and getting the right help is real. Like, mate, honestly, the years I wasted putting my head in the sand, not looking at my
Yes.
numbers properly
Mhm.
costs me legit hundreds of thousands of dollars. So
Yeah.
stupid, so stupid. And the minute that I got a good coach to teach me these things, it
Mhm.
was like I cried. I
It's
cried. I was like,
well,
my
because
poor
once you
family.
I've just seen somebody pull up. I'm like, who's
Oh,
here?
yeah.
But it's so true. Like I get it, and
Mhm.
I resonate. So I think there's not going to be a soul that won't resonate because when I think like when we dive deeper, I love numbers because it's black and white. You can't get it wrong.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
like and I can see. Sorry, one moment.
That's right.
Millie, what the fuck? Look at this. Just go. Look at the size of it.
That's
How what the fuck?
cool.
For
Oh my,
everybody watching, or
what
hey,
does the card say? Tell
I don't
me.
know who it's from.
Let's just do it. A hyper's not too dirty.
Like, hey, babe. What the
That's so
heck?
gorgeous. Who are they from?
From a client.
Oh,
So
oh,
fucking cute.
see
Abundance!
that there is you're doing something amazing.
Is
That
that
just
not
warms my heart. That's just so, I'm
that
so
is?
jealous.
I'm like,
I'm so jealous.
look, it is. It's abundance. It's available for everybody. So
Yeah,
yeah,
totally.
it
Share,
is.
share, share. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Where were we? I totally forgot. I'm sure I've got ADHD, babe. Like, where
I'm
were
sick.
we? Oh, numbers, numbers,
Numbers.
numbers.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, um, as we've gone through, like I, even as a qualified bookkeeper, I found I love numbers. Like numbers give me so much joy because you can't get it
They
wrong. It's
turn
like
you
black and white.
on.
Hey, yeah, you're like, well, you can see, like,
Yeah.
if you understand the numbers, you can see the projection of what's possible and what needs to shift. It's like, it literally is the guide for your
Mhm.
success in business. But
Yes.
what I've found is that I'd be like so excited to look at the numbers for like Instagram or Facebook or website or like every other number that exists. I'd be excited to look at other people's numbers, but when it came to mine, I wanted to put my head under this, like in the
Mm.
sand. And I was like, isn't this interesting? Like, again, diving deeper into like, I was like, okay, so why do I not feel safe to look at my own numbers? Why do I not want to look at these numbers? Why am I scared to even have this conversation with my husband? Honestly, it was like the most significant level of growth that I experienced because I was literally just going deeper into my money stories, my childhood money
Mm.
stories. And then I
Yeah.
started to realize my parents never used to talk about money. Money is taboo.
Yes.
Do you know what
Yes.
I'm like, fucking two taboo subjects, sex and
Yes.
money, literally. And
Yes.
did you know that
Yes.
sex and money is your sacral fucking
I
creation energy?
know.
And
I
I'm like,
know. It's like your being. It's like, oh
it's
my God,
like,
they pissed me off. Ah, my
oh,
parents. They're the
what?
same. They're the same. And I don't know what it was. I think maybe it was like, because a lot of things that come to my mind is masculine and feminine energy. I love that
Mm,
sort of stuff too. And I think the times are different. Whereas before, I used to be, we're under the power of our father, and if he was open, then we were all open. If he was closed, we were all closed.
yes.
But they never shared that stuff with us. They
Mm,
like. I mean, oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell this, but my parents went through badass financial problems, like
mm,
badass, and they never told us about it at all.
mm.
They still bought us the shoes. We still had
Yeah.
little did I know that they were living it off credit all the time. And it wasn't until I hit my adulthood and going through my own stuff. And I actually rang my mom and I was like, why didn't you guys share this stuff with us? Because my kids, okay, my son's
Yeah.
8, 10, 13, and 22. They know what assets and liabilities are. They know what
Mm.
income streams are because I sit there and I teach them that shit. Like my kids, I say to them, okay, what is a asset? And they're like, something that brings you money, could be passive, could be a business, I could be good. What's a liability?
Oh my God, I love. We must have the same conversations in our house.
Yes, they need to know
Yeah.
so they don't
Mm.
grow up like us and have
Yeah.
these issues and learn the hard way and then figure it out when we're older, when we could have been in way more abundance at a younger age.
Yes. And I couldn't agree more because it's like you're I look at it like the greatest gift because now I have the ability to empower my children
Mm,
to lean into having what used to be a really awkward and uncomfortable conversation for me, to empower them to take
Yeah.
responsibility for their finances and to feel safe in creating a solid structure within their financial management to then create more wealth in the future.
Exactly.
And
And
that's
knowing the value, like I had a at one stage I had a salon outside my house, and my son comes to me and says, "Oh, Mum, I need some money." I was like, "Well, I'm looking for a cleaner." Oh, and he's like, mm. And then my 8-year-old son overheard. He goes, "I'll clean your business, Mum. I'll clean your salon." I said, "Sweet, I'm paying $8 an hour, minimum child labor." And you know what he said to me? At the time he was 6, he goes, "I am worth way more than that. My minimum rate is $20 an hour." And I was like, "Well, you heard me, I'm paying 8." And he's like, "Yeah, no, I don't want the job." I was like, "I love you.
what?
Like, what I'm doing is working as a parent."
Isn't it like a contradiction? Because you're like in that moment, you're like, no, you will work for
Yeah,
$8,
I'm
and you're
like,
like fucking proud of
"I
you.
want you to
Like,
do it for $8, but I'm proud of you for wanting 20." And you're like 6.
know
I
your
think
worth.
it's yeah, and I think it's really important that we share this with people,
Mm,
and we stop the narrative, stop the
yeah,
story, stop the projection, and because you numbers don't lie. They
yeah.
don't lie at all. That at
And
all. At all.
like I always love to paint a bigger picture. So I like to look at like what the two, there's always two options. I always feel there are two experiences that you can consciously choose. So
Mhm,
you could choose to experience that limitation, that trigger, that projection, that like lower frequency, the lower emotions, the density, or you could
mhm,
choose the light, the abundance, the experience of like what you
mhm,
actually want to have. And so in those moments where I'm like, oh, I'm being triggered, it's an invitation for me to be like, well, how can I bring light to that experience? Or how can I shift that? How can I move through that? And what do I actually want to experience? So I found like when it came to when I was having those experiences of wanting to put my head in the sand, I'd be like, interesting, this is what I would normally do. I would normally put my head in the sand and I would just like, I would feel the anxiety in my chest, the knot in my stomach, and I'd be like, I'll do it tomorrow. I don't have enough time to do it now. And I'm
mm.
like, how interesting, because this is
Listen.
the same like cycle, right? And then
Yeah.
I was like, but I want to experience something different. I want to be able to look at my numbers and feel excited and lit up and expanded and like juicy. Like there's
Mm.
so much more abundance there. Like the
Well, it's
magic,
looking
like
at the numbers, and even if they are shitty, you go, "Okay, sweet. Okay, so this month was down. So what am I going to do next to make
next.
sure this month, the next month is higher?" I
Hmm.
think, sorry, that just like really gets me going, because it's like, yes, things happen. There is a reality piece there where, okay, like, because my books have gone up and down, and I'm like, okay, so what did I do differently this month to get that number? I'm going to do that again.
Yes.
So, and I think a piece that needs to be touched on, which you are very, very good at, and it's something that I have learned in the last couple of years, is self-awareness.
Mm.
Not many people have it,
No.
and everyone needs to get it.
It's the missing link to
It's the
success.
missing link to
Literally.
everything.
Life. Like
Where's
joy.
was it you? What was I looking at yours and you were talking about the Matrix?
Oh, it
Was it?
probably was.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I was because I was talking
Was
about
that a
the old
podcast?
married.
I think it was.
Yeah, well,
When
yeah,
I was stalking you.
yeah. I'm like, oh,
And I'll tell you a story, right? When I was younger, my uncle Marsh. Hi, Uncle Marsh, if you're listening. We used to think he was nuts. So, because he used to be like, we're all in the matrix. We're all in the matrix. And I used to look at him going,
oh,
man, are you okay? Like,
you're in the
we're
Matrix.
all in the matrix. And I'm not even kidding you. When I started to deep go into the super conscious stuff, go
Mm,
to therapy and sort my own trauma out, I'm like, my
we
uncle,
are
right?
literally. It's
Plugged
true.
in and I'm unplugged, and the world is, you know what though? It does hurt my soul because I really want to unplug people one at a time.
Mm,
I want them because where everyone's asleep, everyone's not
oh,
thinking, they're
yeah,
robots, they're getting up, they're doing this,
just
and that's
doing.
fine. If your dream is to go to your 9 to 5 job, I get it. I wish I could do that because it's so
Mhm.
much easier, but it's just not wild that way. But I think with the Matrix thing is being the unplug motion is the awakening of self-awareness, which people need to really click on. Even if honestly, I've met some people, and I won't say who it was, that have been with me in my life for like many, many years. We've been friends, And as soon as I got unplugged, I was having different conversations. People like conversations like this. I can't talk about like,
Yes.
what's in my kid's lunchbox anymore. It just doesn't
Oh
stimulate me.
my God.
Right. And one of my
Yes.
one of my girlfriends were talking about blah blah blah. And this is Buzzy too. She's unplugged. Okay, she's fully unplugged,
Fucking love
but
it.
she chooses to be asleep because it's easier. It's easier for her.
I
It makes
can't.
me so sad. And I said to her, why are you not like living and being authentically you? And she said, because everyone around her is asleep and she will be the Uncle Marsh back years ago where people think her
Mm.
crazy. So she said, it's just easier for me to step back, self-awareness in here and just live. And I said, you know
That's
what?
like
That's so fucking
limited.
boring.
Yes, I
I go,
can't. Like
I
I
can't either. I was
I
like,
can't. I'm like that's why I'm so excited for our conversation because you can just feel it. You can feel when someone's
yeah.
on the same level.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's
It
like
makes me sad though that people are
mm,
still plugged in and are asleep. And I'm sorry if I sound like a kukulala to all of you. I say
I'm
woo
good.
woo.
I've had to
Um,
like learn to become okay through the
mm,
self-awareness and the journey within,
yes,
deep to the fucking core of my broken
yes,
heart, to
yes.
actually be okay with people judging me because that was a huge thing for me to fully own who I am and what I
Mm.
know and what I see and what I feel and experience. It actually meant that I was going to be the Uncle Cookie Mark, the
The Uncle
crazy
Marsh.
Arnie, Uncle Marsh, and I'm
But you
okay with
know
it now.
what? That is freedom at its finest.
Yes.
And I'm quite lucky I was actually born this way. I feel like I was born like not giving a shit what people think about me.
Oh, I
I think
wish.
my mum told me that. She's like, you were just so different from the get-go. But it's really powerful to help people unplug from that not giving a fuck what people think
Mhm.
because you have a certain level of freedom to be you, be authentic.
Yes.
Okay, I will tell you a little secret. Well, it's not a secret because I had a Facebook group, but I had the gastric sleeve surgery, right?
Yep.
And
I feel like I'm
I was
whispering, like as we're listening to this.
oh my God, the gastric
But
sleeve
it's pretty
surgery because I was really fat. I didn't care. I look hot as a fat girl too, by the
you're amazing. I love it.
way. And I had this group and I was documenting my journey and I was very classy because husband and kids go and my parents were on there too, so I had to be real respectful. And I was documenting it. And you know how many people were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're sharing that information with people. I said, why not? Like
Oh my God.
I don't understand.
This.
And they're like, you're just sharing personal stuff and you're doing because like where I come from is very conservative. My family are very conservative.
Mhm.
My family are hardcore Christians. They are beautiful people, don't get me wrong, but they're very conservative and I'm not.
Yeah.
And so I was getting a lot of backlash, and that was when I first realized that I didn't give a shit what people thought.
Mm.
And it is what it is. If I'm not your cup of tea, come and learn from me, babe. Come and learn. If
You're
not,
like, we're
keep on
gonna.
moving along. Move along, babe. Keep on watching because you're gonna get there one day.
I love that, but it's so true. Like that, as you were sharing that, it reminds me of my entire like life. Because I feel for me, I was always the one that was like, shh, don't talk about that. Or oh my God,
Mm,
like the number of times I got told through my apprenticeship that I overshare and that I talk too much. And it's not even me oversharing, was diving deep into the client relationship and
yeah.
creating the space for my client to. So what it was is that the salon didn't feel comfortable with the depth of the conversations that we
Mm,
were
mm,
having, and I didn't realize that, but now I
mm.
do, because
Yeah.
now I know that like I've got this gift where people, they
Mm.
meet me in 30 seconds, they like divulge everything, and I'm like, oh, this is my magic. Like creating that space
Yeah.
is my fucking magic. And for so long I used to get shamed and have guilt for having real authentic conversations, like to talk about money, fuck no. To talk about
Mm,
sex, fuck no. Talk about orgasms, like I remember
mm,
growing up and going through my teens and being like, why are we not, my ears ringing, of course it is, why are we not having these conversations? Like we're
mm.
all going through it separately. Why
Literally, and why
can't
do
we
it
come?
alone? Why? It's really funny you say that in visionary marketing. My ideal client is a growth mindset
Mhm.
salon owner. occasionally we get other people that come into our business, I get referred to or whatever. And yeah, we only really do salons that have big teams because they've got systems, they've got no time because my
Yeah.
ideal client doesn't have time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got referred from one of my salon clients, a sex therapist. And I said to the team, because I always put forward to the team first, I'm like, guys, this is the discovery call. This is the what we've discussed. Would you guys like to take this client on? Yes, I'm giving my power to them, but at the end of the day, I'm the face. They have to do the work, right?
Yeah.
So I forwarded it to them, and they were like, why did you even talk to them? I was like, because I found it really interesting. And then, so we all agree because I've got a male in my team, Tony. He's from the Philippines and he's really like conservative. He's like, oh, and I go, honestly, it's okay. It's mate, writing the copy for that stuff. Oh my God. Because she talks about the yanni. She talks about, bringing your trauma in it. And she was my vibe. I love that stuff. Like, I love the,
Like, I'm
because it's
learning. Thank you.
therapy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's therapy because she does retreats for women
Oh my God, I
who
love
get
it.
over who can't orgasm,
Yeah.
having relationship problems because they're not, and
Yes,
so
it's a thing
to
though.
me, I
Yeah.
was like, I'm saying yes, but I want my team's approval because I got,
Yeah.
we all got to work together. Writing the copy and him loading it up was so funny. He was really uncomfortable when I said, look, it is what it is. It's part of our bodies. It's part of
Mm.
who we are. We should really be owning that stuff.
Yeah.
We should be talking about it. And I'm really proud to have her on my books
I
to
fucking
share
love that.
this message because I have some friends that have never orgasmed in their life, and I feel very sorry for them.
That get, I don't
Right?
know how we got here. Like I can
I
see there's a
don't
connection, right? Money and sex, right? There's a connection. We know that. But
know.
what you're sharing about her, you know,
Her mission.
one her mission, like her impact, like I fucking love that because it's so aligned for your vision, like your visionary marketing, your agency,
Yeah.
because it is not just about the client, it's about the impact that that client
Yes.
has that your business helps to create. So I've
Yes.
got goosebumps everywhere. Ooh.
I know. I know. Me too. I'm
I'm
like,
like,
what? This is so awesome.
what's
It's
happening?
why is it so taboo though? Like
It's
we are the change, I feel like, kind of. I
yeah,
feel like we're the change of talking about these things being open because I think I was listening to a property podcast the other day because I follow these crew that do investments that I'm looking into at the moment. And we have to be the change, is what he said. We have to be the change. We
we
have to help with the change. We have to
yeah,
do the change. But it's
but
not just in our business, it's in every part
everything.
of our
And
lives.
oh my God, like to go real deep, like I feel like I'm even expanding and pivoting even just out of like business, not out completely, but expanding
It's all
into
relevant.
children. Like
Yes.
because I'm like they're the next change. Like
Mhm,
they are the change makers. We are just shining the light and they're
mhm.
creating the change. And so I'm like I can see it even bigger, and I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit, man! The vision is extraordinary, but it's so fucking true that like it's
Mhm,
not just business, it's not just life, it's nothing. No element of your experience is separate. It's all the
mhm,
same. So like, what's
mhm,
showing up for you in your business is showing up for you in your life. If you don't feel safe with money in your business, you don't feel safe with money in your life. Like you
mhm.
don't. It's probably related to your sex life as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're not getting satisfied, so you're being a creep to everybody else. This is going down. You're unhappy.
So like, oh my
I
gosh.
do say that sometimes. I mean, I get a little bit naughty sometimes, and I do say things like, "Man, that person just needs to get laid." Like, come
That's
on.
true. It's true. Do you know what I love about us is that this is the first time we've ever had a
I
conversation.
know. There's no.
And
You
it's,
know what? It's awesome.
I love that it's like we've just gone so deep into 10 years of life
Oh yeah.
and
Well, you have
growth.
to. We are the change, babe. We are the
Yeah.
change. We're gonna make it okay to talk about orgasms. If your
I
friend
love
can't
it.
orgasm, send her to my sex therapist because she can help
I'm
you.
like, I know somebody.
I know someone. I know. I never. You know what's really buzzy is I knew there was things because I've had a few coaches reach out to me, but I didn't really deeply understand the impact that that has on a human. Because
Mm,
if you go on a chemical level, it's oxytocins, it's serotonin, all those things, where you're releasing that and it makes you feel good. Every single person deserves that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And it's
They
like,
deserve that.
absolute. And it's what we're here to experience. It's like,
Mm,
we came to experience this, so why are
Mhm.
we limiting any element of our experience? And that comes back to like choosing, well, maybe it's not a choice for some, but like some, there's a choice to be unconscious and to be asleep and to stay asleep.
Everything's a choice, babe.
Yes.
We
I'm
are
like, I
being
want to say it with love.
No, I don't give a
Let's sort
fuck.
your shit out.
I don't give a fuck.
Wake the
It
fuck
is a
up.
choice. It's a decision. You are the
Yeah.
boss of your own destiny, and if you make the
Mhm.
choice to be asleep, you're making the choice to be asleep. If you're making the
Oh,
choice to be awake, you fucking live,
yeah. You get to
right?
experience so much. Like everything's vibrant. It's like magic. It's like feeling everything is like amplified. It's the most amazing experience. I can't even like my hands are sweaty.
I know.
It's
I'm like, oh, I
amazing.
need to turn the
I'm like, did it just get hot
aircon
here? Oh my
I
gosh, I
love
love
it though.
you.
I really appreciate that you are open to this because it's really I do one of the things, and you can help me with discussing this further, is it gets really lonely when you are awake and you're
Mhm.
talking the way we talk and people look at you like, "She she's a mental,
Is
she's
she
a mental
okay?
yeah. And but it's like,
Yeah.
look, bro, you're just not on my level. And it's really nice to
It's
come across people that are open like that because it is lonely. It is,
it is.
and
It
I
is.
have conversations with some clients who some of them think that they're like, I help people with this and stuff. And I'm like, sweet, we're gonna have a great appointment today. We're gonna chat this out. And then I start talking about that and masculine and where they're at, and they're like,
They're like, no, when
I'm like, you're a fraud.
you lied. You
Ah, and then I just feel lonely again because I'm
yeah.
like, we can't have this conversation
That
because you don't know what I'm talking about.
that resonates a lot for me. Like, even in my mentoring business, I used to do sales calls. Now I don't do sales calls anymore because I
Fair
can
call.
feel
Fair call.
literally because I'm like, I can feel if the energy is a match or not. And I
Mm,
just know in my entire being from the word hi or hello, the intentionality, if it's a match,
mm,
if we're going to like create magic together. And
yeah.
I used to get so attached to my clients or potential clients getting the results that they actually are capable of creating and reaching themselves. And it used
Hmm.
to tear me to shreds. And I used to want to take it on as my responsibility to bring them up to that level. And I've actually only just in the last couple of months realized that it's not my job to.
No, it's
And
not.
I'm
And
like,
I did the same in my marketing agency, babe. I
yeah,
did exact. There were times where we would do that, and I got to a point where I was like, you know what? Fuck you. I've been helping you. I know that you can, if you you do the work, it's gonna work. So
yeah,
we created like a checklist with us where if something's not happening and I know we're getting them results, we're getting them the leads, we're getting them messages, and we do a mental checklist and we go within the team. I go, okay, have we done this? Have we done that? Have we done the training? Have we done this? Have we told them how to do that? Have we done this? And if we tick yes to everything, we release them
done.
because it's
Like
just not
you're,
worth the
yeah,
stress.
because
It's just not worth it.
it's not, and this is where I bring in my like energy work because it's
Mm,
underneath, it's the deeper work that actually would get that. Like when you tick all the boxes and you've done everything on
yeah,
paper, it's like black and fucking white. Like
yeah,
it's not strategy, it's energetics. Like
yes.
it's that's what's
I've
holding you
fired
back.
a client before because of that. I have.
And it's
She's like, we were pumping her and she wasn't getting the results. Okay. This sounds
Mhm.
really, you understand me.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
We were we've done ads in an area before, but the ads weren't getting the results based on what I know works. Okay. And I
Mhm.
know these ads work because they do for normally everybody else. And we weren't getting the messages, we weren't getting the results. And I had a few coaching calls with her, and I was like, I need to just do like I try not to be too woo-woo with them because it freaks them out a little bit. But I went woo-woo and I was like, I need to get to the bottom of this. What the fuck is happening in your life right now?
Yeah.
Because my marketing works and I know it does.
Mhm.
Something else is happening
Oh.
because if your energetics are not aligned in your business, if your
Mhm.
values are not connected, if your
Yeah.
soul is not
Oh
connected,
my God.
nothing works. It seeps through to my business. When you come into my business with your bad energy, it ain't happening, sister. And so, and you know what she said to me? She goes, how do you know that? And I go, Because I know it works. And generally speaking, when things don't work, there's an energy flow coming from
Yep.
your soul through your business because your soul is connected to your business. And then it seeps through my work because
Yes.
it's all connected. We're all connected. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're saying this to me because I was actually thinking that I need to go to an energetic specialist." And I go, "Yes, you do."
You're like,
I go, "I'm
absolutely.
not that girl, but you do." So next
But
conversation
it's
was, "How's your energy going?" She goes, "I got a lot of things to work out, Millie. There's so," and I said, "This is why your marketing's not working, babe." And I said to her, "We need to stop. I'm
Mhm.
not going to take your money anymore. I don't want to do your marketing until that's sorted out because it needs to all be
Yep,
in alignment." She goes,
absolutely.
"Are you firing me?" And I go,
Yeah.
"Yes, I
That's
am."
exactly
She
what's
goes,
happening
"No,
right now.
please, Millie, I still want it on." And I said, "I would love to take your money, but what that means is that money energy, that value that's coming to me
Yes.
doesn't belong to me.
And it's
It
not
doesn't
in
belong to
alignment
me."
with the values of like your brand either. So it's like
No,
that
it's not.
it's
It's not.
bringing density into your light, and that
Yeah.
is where the misalignment is. And
And
that
that's
then
what happened. She was like, "I can't believe you're firing me." I said, "You know what, babe, the money that you're paying me to do your ads, put it into your therapy sessions, go do some work, and then come back to me once you're fully connected."
because the other thing is that when you've got your energy right, the frequency, like the consciousness in your
Mm.
business is connected to the value, the brand, the vision, and everything like that.
Everything.
When you
Mhm.
lean into the strategy, you fucking explode.
I
Like
know. It's like
it's
power,
it's
power.
a, and we're coming back to sex and money and orgasms. Like
Yeah.
it's literally that like frequency
Yeah.
of my whole body is so hot right now. But it's like
Chill, I
that.
think I'm sweating. But
But
it's
it's
so
so
important. It's
true.
so
It's so
important. It's so
mhm. Uh-huh.
important to be energetically clear. This is the thing, right? There's few things. If I pick up on them, if they come to me and they're like, "I really need clients," and you know what
Oh,
I say to them? You're in scarcity mindset.
yeah.
You can't. I can't work with you because
Mhm.
then your energy is going to come into me and you're going to make me scarcity for you.
Yes.
I'm not going to do it. So scarcity mindset doesn't work. Desperation. I
Mm.
understand. I understand. We have bills to pay. We have things to do. I understand, but you need to change that desperation and that scarcity into, a better vibe, I'm going to make this work. This in an
Mm.
abundance mindset rather than,
Yes.
"Really, it's all
Mhm.
on you. If this doesn't work, you're ruining my business." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Honestly, no, it's not. It's not. It's not at all. So I think that that is really important to switch the mindset, create self-awareness.
Mm.
If we're making it more simple, glass half full, glass half empty, if something
Yes.
happens, what are
Mhm.
you?
Yep.
If your cup's
Are you
overflowing, what are you? Go get some
Woo!
help, you know?
Overflowing with so
Yeah.
much magic? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but that's
Yeah.
so true. Like I even inside one of my programs, Femme Empire, where I teach like that, I take people through that process to bring that awareness into their body, like into their
I love
hearts.
you.
Fucking
Yes.
amazing, like absolute game
Yes.
changer. And so when I bring that through that process, I'm like, you have to be so, it's like I would almost call it to you are it's like going to the gym for your mind, and you have to reprogram how you think and see your experience in life. And that's not fucking easy. If you've been on the planet for
No.
35 years, you've got 35 years of shit that you have
Yes.
created that has become
Yeah.
habits. So when you are leaning into changing that, you
Mm.
can't, it won't happen overnight. You have to literally be aware of every
Mhm.
single thought that is existing in your body, every trauma or trigger that's coming up, everything that happens in your field and your energy,
Yes.
for you to really isolate what that is, for you to be able to
Mm.
change it. But you can't change it unless you have the awareness. And so
Thank
it's
you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm like,
Thank you. Oh my
right?
God.
Like,
Yes.
oh my God. Oh my God.
I'll just give thanks to my therapist. All those sessions we had have really worked out well.
Like it's actually been a benefit to me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I
But it's
do.
amazing. It's like an absolute game changer when you bring holistically all elements
Mm.
of you and your life to your business. I think that's where the world's changing. And the world is
Mm.
waking up. It's just tiny little micro dots of people waking up.
100%. And like I said, there's places for everybody. Running a business is a privilege and it's hard work. It's not for everybody. And I think if because there's that pressure, pressure about,
Mhm.
so we got to do this, do that. You don't have to run a business. You just have to be a good person, be self-aware. And if things come up, you need to, work on it. Don't just put your head in the sand.
Yeah.
It's not restricted to business owners, it's restricted to
No,
humanity.
this conversation is like for every human that has breath in their
Yes.
lungs.
Yes. Yes. Be self-aware, live your best life, whatever that looks like,
Mm,
whether that's, you living a simple life or, because it's really funny, you got to go through the traumas to get it. Like I was having a moment in one of my therapy sessions. I'm so mad at myself. I've had businesses where I've turned over millions of dollars and I've had hundreds of thousands of dollars in my bank. Then I've had businesses where I've spent it all and had like
yeah,
minus $2 in my bank. And I'm like, that doesn't define who I am. That means I need to give more value to the world, help more people, and then that would change.
yeah.
And I think that's where people need to change their mindset on money as well. So much, so
That's
much.
huge. And again,
They
that's
put
like,
too much weight on it, man.
well, and I think because oh my gosh, I went to like a money magic like energetics program experience retreat event, whatever you want to call it. I can't remember what it's called.
Life, something life changing.
Life changing, absolutely. Goosebumps everywhere. And in
Yeah.
that, it was incredible. Natalie Patterson, I was at her event and she was fucking incredible because it literally, I see the world quite differently to most. And it was because of a past experience in a past life that I had. And I didn't even have that awareness. What I had come to create is that in my narrative was that I, most people pedestal money and they think that there's a
Mm,
separation between them and money and they pedestal money and they think like, or it could be a story of like, oh, but you have to like, sacrifice to have success, or you have to like that, and it's like
mhm.
they put pedestaling it so far away it's not within their reach. I'm the opposite, where I'm actually like, and it's not great. It's not great that there's a separation, but the separation that I have is that I'm better than money. Like I don't need you to get what
Yes.
I want, and I'm like, and that came from a past life experience where I devalue money. So I'm either way, no matter which way you are
Mm,
separating yourself and money, and it's here for connection. Like the money
yes.
is not separate to you. And so that was a huge cry, like tears streaming down my face as I realized this huge, significant breakthrough. And I was
Mm,
like, holy fuck, I am so heart-led that I'm like, I don't value money and I don't need money to have my impact. But it's actually so far from the truth because the
mm.
reality is that money is that value. It's the value exchange.
Yes.
And if I'm going to create a significant value of impact, then I
The
need to
money will
like
come.
it has to be a match. It
Yeah.
has to be an energetic match. And I was like, my mind is fucking blowing. Like,
Yeah, yeah. And that's
huge.
really important to understand that because the money is just a thing. It's just a
Yeah,
thing.
it's
Remember
not.
back before money was big, bartering used to be a thing. It's the same thing. Bartering a service
Mhm.
for service. It's the same thing as money.
Yeah.
One of my business coaches was like, "This is $100 bill, Millie. I'm going to go to the shop and I'm going to give it to the shopkeeper. He's then going to give it to the bank. The bank's then going to give it to another shopkeeper. And then I'm going to go to that shop and he's going to give me that money back. It's just come back to me. It's just a thing. It's just a thing. It's just come around. What did it? Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong. Money is great. Money
I
is
love money.
amazing. Money pays for things that, it pays for things that you otherwise wouldn't have.
Mm,
But if you put too much weight on it, it
yeah,
takes away your identity,
yeah, that's
right? You don't need to do that.
yes. Whereas I was attaching an identity to the money, as in like,
Uh,
who do I need to become to be wealthy? Thinking
mhm.
that, and that was devaluing my standards as a human. So it was I
Yeah,
was putting two.
it's funny you say that. I was at a summit that I was talking at last year, and but the conversations again were really a struggle for me because there was a room full of people who are desperate for something because
Mm,
they're being sold a system. Anyway, one of the ladies was just like, I've got a potential client and she's so wealthy. And it just pissed me off. And I
mm.
was like, I'm really wealthy. And they're like, what, really? Like, how wealthy are you? I go, I have really good kids. They're very
Oh.
happy. They are well-grounded human beings.
Mhm.
They have manners. When you ask them, how are you? They ask you back, how are you? When you say that they have a good, go have a good day, they don't say thank you. They say you have a good day too. So
Oh,
I'm really fucking wealthy. They were looking at me like, I'm like, stop putting that
money.
on money.
Yeah.
Okay. Wealth is in your health. Wealth is in your people around you. Wealth is in your children being good people. That is true wealth. Right. 'Cause
I
then they'll grow up and be good people and make money and look after you.
strategy. I fucking love it. That's so good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, so that was
oh,
interesting. That was really
that's
interesting.
that is stunning. Like I knew like it's the heart, it's the
We are
connection.
soul sisters.
I'm like,
We have to have more potties together.
can we just have our own podcast, please?
Yeah, we should. I think people need
So
to
good.
hear it though. It's so the and back to that taboo thing. It's really the change again comes to us
Mhm.
having the like, man, you want to be a fly on the wall in my house. The combos we have at the dinner table and are pretty out there. You know, we talk about pubic hair. We talk about lots of things you really I wouldn't I can't even have that convo with my mum now.
I know, but that's like it is that's breaking the cycle, isn't it? To
Breaking the
create
cycle,
that.
babe.
And,
Yes.
as we dive deeper into this, like that's also the experience that we have in our family where nothing is off limits. Like
Mm.
nothing is off limits.
It's a bit
And
scary
it
sometimes,
is,
but
I'm like, is this it? At what point should this become like
what do I have to say to my kids? Time and place, babe. You don't tell that person that they're handicapped. They already know they are. Don't talk like that. You're gonna get a smack.
literally.
Honestly, my kids are like that. But
That's
people, you know what? People appreciate it. They
mm,
love it. They
yeah.
love, love, love,
Well,
love.
because they actually want that openness, because that openness
Yes.
creates safety and no judgment and a space for you to feel welcome.
Yes.
It's not about
Yes.
the openness, it's about the receiving of the openness and what that changes for the person receiving. That's
It's stronger relationships,
absolutely.
more deeper relationships, and you don't have to have lots, babe. You just have a few that are really good that's to feed your soul.
Mm,
And then you just help one person at a time. I think that's
mm.
the biggest thing too, right?
Absolutely. Look at us changing the world one
Let's
conversation at a
change the
time. Ah!
Oh my
I love
God.
it. Oh my
I
gosh.
love
Okay.
you. I love you.
I love you. I love us, the magic that we just created.
Yes, this is magical, right?
All right, my love. I'm gonna what am I gonna do? I just got distracted because I looked at the time and I was like, I
Yeah.
am so sorry if you had
It's
gone
okay.
nearly an hour and
I've
a
got
half.
time this afternoon. I was like, I'm just looking pretty just for this. I got a bit of time. It's
You're looking
all
fab.
good.
Okay, amazing, my love. I think we will definitely have to
Yes.
have another podcast because this conversation
Yes.
continue to grow and
We
expand
didn't
for
even
sure.
talk about the subjects at all except for money.
So, guys, the intention is
Yeah.
you need to go stalk Millie Clay. The links for Millie below
Yeah.
for her
Still
visionary marketing will be there.
good.
I want
Yep.
to reach out to her and be like, hey, can you do some advertising for me? Because I'm tired.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But
Yes. Yes.
oh my
Talk to me,
gosh,
baby.
reach out to her. And I will thank you from the bottom of my heart, my love, for being
No,
here
thank you,
and
Taylor, for
sharing your
having me.
magic.
It's been such a great conversation, and it's really nice to meet someone like you who is open, who is very self-aware. You're a very, very special human being. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Like, tears just,
Yes.
it's glistening down my cheek. Thank you, my love.
Mwah, 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 mwah.
Mm.
Thank you so much,
All right.
Tanya. Have a good night.
If you are obsessed with this episode and you have been casually binging the entire podcast, please subscribe, comment, and leave a review. It means the absolute world to me to see your reviews because I love seeing the impact that this potty has through the conversations, the episodes that continue to ripple out beyond. I love you, and I will see you in the next episode.